Have you ever stopped to think about what it really means to be rich? Many people believe that wealth is just a matter of money, but what if I told you that true wealth goes far beyond the numbers in your bank account? Imagine living a life full of incredible experiences, valuable learning, and meaningful relationships. In this video, we will explore together the secrets that reveal how to be prosperous, even when resources seem scarce. You will discover that your mental state can be more powerful than your bank account. I will share inspiring stories of people who faced financial difficulties, but who, with the right mindset and a lot of persistence, managed to transform their lives. You will also learn about the importance of investing in yourself and how experience and time can be your best allies. So, if you are ready to change the way you think about wealth and learn how to achieve a prosperous life, stay with me until the end. Let's unravel the mysteries of true prosperity together and discover that, sometimes, what really matters is not the money you have, but the mindset you carry. 1. True wealth begins with mindset. Imagine a forest full of trees of all sizes. Some are small and fragile, while others are large, strong, and appear to have weathered storms and winds without ever falling. Now, you think that each of these trees represents a person. Some seem fragile and fall easily when faced with difficulties, while others are like those enormous trees, full of strength and deep roots, that manage to remain firm even on the worst days. And do you know what really makes a tree strong? It's not how big it is, nor how many branches it has. It's the strength of the roots, those hidden parts that hold it firmly to the ground. This is exactly how true wealth works. Sometimes, we think that wealth is just having a lot of money saved. But what makes a person truly rich is what they have learned and developed within themselves, like the roots of the tree. Let's say you have a friend, Pedro. Pedro has already faced several challenges and, instead of giving up, he learned to deal with them. One day, Pedro had a big deal and ended up with a lot of debt. Still, he kept trying, learning, falling and getting up. He didn't give up. Each time he went through a difficulty, he gained more experience, learning what works and what doesn't, becoming stronger and stronger. Now, if you compare Pedro with someone who has never experienced difficulties, but has a little money saved, who is richer? If we just think about money, the answer may seem obvious. But, if we think in terms of experience, resilience, and wisdom, Pedro is much richer. He knows how to face challenges and how to stay upright even in the worst storms, because he has a rich mentality. This means that he has developed a way of thinking that values learning and overcoming, and this makes him capable of facing any situation. You know that idea that wealth means having inner peace, wisdom, and creativity to solve problems? That's what we're talking about. Mindset is the basis of everything. The person who understands this realizes that when difficulties come, they are like the winds that help the tree to sink its roots even deeper. That's how experience works. The more challenges you face and overcome, the more prepared you are to deal with what comes next. Now, returning to Pedro's example, imagine that one day he manages to pay off all his debts and his business begins to prosper. He learned to do this solidly, like the roots of a tree growing deep into the earth. He knows that money may come and go, but his experience, his knowledge, and his resilience will always be with him. This is what we call true wealth. So the main message here is that you too can build your own wealth, regardless of how much money you have now. With each new skill you learn, each problem you face, and each time you choose not to give up, you are strengthening your wealth mindset. And just like a tree that grows deeper into the earth, you create a solid foundation that no one can take away from you. When we talk about mindset, we are talking about how you see the world and deal with it. When your mindset is strong, you turn any situation into an opportunity to learn and grow. That, indeed, is true wealth, that which lasts forever and grows over time. So, never underestimate the power of what you think and learn, because it is these ingredients that form the roots of your true prosperity. 2. Experiences are worth more than money. Imagine that you are in a room full of books. They are big books, with heavy pages, full of words. Many are stories about incredible places, things you have never seen, exciting adventures. Now, imagine that, next to this library, you have an open window to a huge world, where you can experience everything that is in these books. The big difference between reading about something and living it is what we call experience. Experiences have a value that money cannot buy, because they teach us in a unique way. Think of someone who wins the lottery, for example, and suddenly has millions. But, since this person has never had the experience of dealing with a lot of money, he does not know how to take care of it, and sometimes loses it all in a short time. This happens because he won the money, but did not gain the experiences and knowledge necessary to use it wisely. It is as if he had a mountain of treasures, but did not know what to do with them. Experiences are like small, invisible treasures that we carry in our minds and hearts. Let's imagine that you decide to learn how to ride a bike. The first few times, you might fall, feel scared, and think you'll never be able to do it. But over time, you learn how to balance yourself, you become more confident, and one day, you'll be pedaling without even thinking about it. The interesting thing is that, even if someone tries to teach you just by talking, you'll never learn how to ride a bike just by listening. You need to feel the wind, understand the movement, and, most importantly, live the experience of falling and getting up. That's how you gain the skill. Now, going back to life, experiences are also important when we talk about money and success. People who have been through ups and downs have learned how to deal with these situations. They understand the value of work, the importance of making good decisions, and know what to do in difficult situations. Every time they face a challenge, even a small one, they learn more and become stronger and wiser. So if you ever have to choose between a new experience and a material object, remember, experiences stay with you forever. They make you grow, they teach you things that no one can take away from you. And the most interesting part is that, when you have experiences, you begin to understand the world in a different way. You gain confidence, you learn to make better decisions, and you begin to see opportunities that you didn't see before. This is true wealth, having the courage to leave the library and live the adventure. Because, at the end of the day, what makes a person truly rich is not what they have, but what they have learned and what they have lived. Wait a minute, aren't you subscribed yet? What are you waiting for? In this channel, you'll learn how to build a strong mindset to become a millionaire. Subscribe now so you don't miss any more videos. Let's continue with the video. 3. Multiplying and sharing, the key to growth. Think of a seed. It is very small and seems to have nothing special, but when planted in the ground and cared for with patience, it can grow into a tree that provides shade, fruit, and life to those who pass by. This growth is similar to what happens in our lives. When we share what we have and seek to multiply what we have learned, the impact goes far beyond ourselves. Multiplying is not just about having more money, it is about making everything around us grow. Let's imagine that you have a skill, such as cooking or playing an instrument. You could keep this skill to yourself, practicing it at home and enjoying it alone, but what if, instead, you shared it with friends and taught others? Every time you teach, you are multiplying this knowledge. Those who learn from you can, in turn, teach others, and, in this way, what you know spreads and helps many people. And the best part is that, when you share what you know, you also learn more. Anyone who has ever taught someone how to do something knows that the act of teaching makes you understand even more what you know. Sharing and multiplying are like planting seeds. Every idea, skill, or experience that you pass on can grow and bear fruit. Now, getting back to money, we often think that the more we save, the more we will have. But, just as a seed kept in a drawer does not grow into a tree, money that is not growing either does not generate growth. The great trick is knowing how to use money and resources to invest in something that has value for you and others. When we use what we have to create more opportunities, to help someone, or even to start a new project, we are planting seeds of growth. And there is a difference between sharing and sharing. Imagine a loaf of bread, sharing would just be cutting it into pieces, without much connection. But when we share something, as Jesus did in the famous story of the multiplication of the loaves, it is as if the value multiplies. He did not just give bread, he created an environment of unity and care. This is the magic of multiplication. It is understanding that every resource, be it knowledge, skill, or money, can grow and benefit many other people, as long as we know how to use it generously and purposefully. So, if you have something in your hands, be it a skill, an idea, or even a small amount of money, think about how it can grow. True wealth is not just in possessing, but in making what we have multiply and make a difference. After all, when you plant good seeds, it is not only you who reaps, other people can also benefit from the shade and fruits of this tree that you help to grow. 4. Success as the sum of failures. Imagine that you are trying to learn how to skateboard. In the first few attempts, falls are almost inevitable. You might scrape your knees and feel like giving up. But with each attempt, you learn something new, the correct position of your feet, your balance, your movement. After many attempts and a few falls, you finally manage to skate without falling and, one day, you even try a trick. What made you succeed? It was precisely the mistakes and falls that showed you the way. This is how success in life is. Many times, it is built on the mistakes and failures that we experience. It may seem strange, but failing is part of growing up. Successful people, those we admire for having achieved great things, have probably made many more mistakes than they have succeeded. And do you know what sets them apart? They don't give up at the first fall. Instead of seeing a mistake as an end, they see it as a stepping stone, a necessary part of reaching the next level. Let's imagine two people. The first never makes mistakes, but at the first sign of difficulty, he gives up. The second, on the other hand, makes mistakes several times, but persists, learns, and tries again. Which one do you think will go further? The person who learns from their mistakes and keeps trying. Because each mistake teaches a new way of doing things, a new strategy, a new perspective on the challenge. Now, if we stop to think about it, success is like a big patchwork quilt, where each mistake and each success has its place and value. It is the mistakes that show us what needs to be adjusted, that make us more creative and resilient. When you learn to see failure as a step forward, it loses its negative weight and becomes just part of the process. And do you know what's most interesting? When we look at the stories of great entrepreneurs, artists, or athletes, most of them have already had huge failures. Maybe they lost a lot of money on a project that didn't work out, or maybe they tried several times before achieving success. In the end, success is not just the top of the mountain, but the entire climb, with its ups and downs. So the next time something doesn't go as expected, try to see that mistake as a teacher who is teaching you a new lesson. Ask yourself, what can this teach me? Because every mistake is a chance to learn something important, and true success is built by those who have the courage to fall, learn, and move on. 5. The importance of learning from others. Now, let's think about a soccer game. Imagine that you are a new player and you are trying to improve your skills. What would you do? Sure, you could train alone, but it would be much more effective if you had the chance to learn from more experienced players, right? They have already faced challenges, they know tactics and can teach you tricks that you don't yet know. Learning from those who have been through it is a powerful way to grow and evolve. When we talk about life and success, the same logic applies. No one gets to the top alone. Each of us has the ability to learn from the experiences of others. Whether it's listening to advice from someone who has been through the same situation, watching inspirational videos or reading books about people who have achieved their goals, all of this helps to broaden our vision and accelerate our learning. Now, imagine that you are in a classroom where each student has a different skill. One can play the guitar, another can cook, and a third is great at math. If you are willing to learn from each person, rather than focusing only on what you already know, you become a more well-rounded and versatile person. It's like an exchange of gifts, each skill you acquire is a new gift that you can use in your life. In addition, when you learn from others, you also connect with them. This exchange of knowledge creates bonds, and when we help each other, we form a strong community. Think of a group of friends who support each other. When one of them is struggling, the others are there to help, share experiences, and offer advice. This support network is essential for individual and collective growth. Another way to learn from others is through modeling. This means that you observe someone you admire and try to imitate what they do. For example, if you want to become a great artist, you might start by studying the work of artists you admire and trying to understand what makes their style unique. You can pick up some tips, see how they express themselves, and then apply them to your own creations. But remember, learning from others doesn't mean copying exactly what they do. It's important to find your own voice, your own style. Each of us is unique, and the real magic happens when we combine what we've learned with our own personal experiences. So the next time you're in a situation where you need to learn something new, look around you. Who can help you? What experiences can teach you? Take advantage of the richness that comes from collective learning, because together we can grow in ways we never imagined alone. And just like in football, teamwork and learning from each other lead to victories that are much more rewarding. Are you enjoying the video so far? So don't forget to hit that like button down below to continue receiving videos like this. Now, into number 6. 6. Wealth isn't just about money. Now, let's pause for a moment and think about something that can often be misunderstood. What does it really mean to be rich? Many people think that wealth is measured only by how much money you have in the bank. But if you stop and think about it, there are many other forms of wealth that are equally, if not more, important. Imagine that you have a friend who is the most fun in the group. He always brings smiles and joy, and his company makes any day seem brighter. Now, imagine that this friend doesn't have a lot of money, but he enriches the lives of those around him with his personality and optimism. This emotional and social wealth is one of the most valuable things anyone can have. The connections we have with people, the happiness we share, and the moments we create together are forms of wealth that are often overlooked. Also, think about all the skills you have. Each new skill is like a gold coin that can take you further in life. Whether you know how to play an instrument, cook delicious dishes, or have a gift for telling stories, these skills are valuable. They not only bring personal satisfaction, but they can also open doors to new opportunities. Imagine using your cooking skills to start a small food business or perform at a local show. That's wealth in action. Now, let's talk about health. Having a healthy body and a clear mind is one of the most important forms of wealth. Without health, all the money in the world is worthless. You can have millions in your bank account, but if you're not in good physical or mental health, you won't be able to enjoy what you've achieved. Therefore, investing in your health, whether by playing sports, meditating, or eating well, is an essential way to accumulate wealth. And let's not forget education. The knowledge you acquire throughout your life is one of the most lasting riches you can have. It's like a tool that will help you open doors and achieve your dreams. The more you learn, the more prepared you are to face challenges and seize opportunities. Imagine a little explorer who, over time, collects maps, compasses and tips that help him find hidden treasures. Each piece of knowledge you gain is a part of that map, guiding you to success. That is why, when we think about wealth, we must look beyond money. Wealth is in our relationships, in the skills we develop, in the health we maintain and in the knowledge we acquire. All of these elements together create a rich and full life, which is worth much more than any amount of money. Thus, true wealth lies in knowing how to cultivate all of this, because when you are rich in experiences, relationships and learning, you become a true treasure for the world. 7. The value of time and experience. Now, let's talk about something that is often forgotten: time. Have you ever stopped to think about how precious time is? It's like a currency that we spend every day, and once we spend it, we can't get it back. Imagine that you have a jar full of marbles, where each marble represents a day in your life. Each day that passes, you take a marble out of the jar. The older you get, the fewer marbles there are left. Many people are so concerned with accumulating money that they forget to value the time they have. Time is the only resource that we all have in equal amounts. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, everyone has 24 hours in a day. Therefore, how we choose to spend that time is essential. Instead of wasting it on activities that don't bring us satisfaction, like spending hours on social media without purpose, we can choose to spend our time on experiences that enrich us, like learning something new, spending time with friends, or working on our dreams. Experience is also incredibly valuable. Think of an artist who has spent years practicing to become great at what he or she does. Every mistake, every success, and every practice has shaped and prepared him or her for success. It's like a sculptor who takes a piece of rough stone and carves until he or she creates a beautiful work of art. In the same way, life gives us the rough stone, and our experiences are the tools we use to carve our path. In addition, the experiences we live teach us valuable lessons. Every trip we take, every person we meet, and every challenge we face brings with it a lesson. Imagine going to a new city. As you explore, you learn about different cultures, make new friends, and ultimately return home with memories and stories you'll never forget. These experiences enrich your life in ways that money simply can't. And don't forget, experience also brings wisdom. Over time, we accumulate knowledge not only about the world, but also about ourselves. We learn what truly makes us happy, what motivates us, and what our true values are. This wisdom is one of the most precious things we can have. So when you think about what really matters in life, remember that time and experience are priceless treasures. Invest your time in experiences that teach you and make your heart sing. Value each moment, because in the end, what will remain are the memories and the lessons learned. Life is a great adventure, and each day is a new opportunity to create incredible memories that you will cherish forever. 8. The importance of persistence. Now, let's talk about something that can be challenging but is incredibly powerful: persistence. Sometimes in life, we face difficulties and challenges that can make us want to give up. Imagine that you are trying to learn how to ride a bike. In the early days, you fall several times and may even be afraid to try again. But what if you give up? You will never know the wonderful feeling of pedaling freely through the park, feeling the wind on your face. Persistence is like a light that shines in the darkness. It reminds us that even when things get tough, we must keep trying. Think of the story of a famous inventor who failed many times before he managed to create something incredible. For him, each failure was not an end, but a lesson. He analyzed what went wrong and tried again, until he finally achieved his goal. This shows that each mistake can be a step towards success. It is important to remember that persistence does not mean being stubborn. Sometimes we need to adjust our approach, change the plan, or even ask for help. Imagine a soccer player who, instead of insisting on always kicking the ball the same way, observes other players, learns from them and improves his skills. This flexibility, combined with persistence, is essential. Another example is the journey of an athlete. They train every day, even when they are tired or discouraged. Sometimes they may lose competitions and feel sad. But what makes them champions is that they do not give up. They pick themselves up, learn from defeat and keep pushing. Over time, their dedication and persistence lead them to success. And remember, persistence is also contagious. When you are persistent in your life, you inspire others around you to be equally dedicated. You become an example, showing that it is possible to overcome obstacles and achieve your dreams. Imagine that you are in a race and, when you see someone struggling to finish, you encourage them. This mutual support makes the journey easier and more fun. So whenever you feel like giving up, remember the small victories you've achieved so far and the lessons you've learned along the way. Life is full of ups and downs, but persistence is what helps us overcome challenges. Whether it's the cyclist who gets back up after a fall, the inventor who learns from his mistakes, or the athlete who trains tirelessly, keep faith in yourself. With persistence, you can turn your dreams into reality and achieve your most ambitious goals. And there you have it, folks. Now that you know the secrets to achieving prosperity, even without a fat bank account, it's time to put it all into practice. Remember that true wealth comes from within. It's about the mindset you cultivate, the experiences you seek, and the persistence you demonstrate in the face of challenges. Every step you take towards self-knowledge and personal development is a valuable investment in your future. If you enjoyed this video and feel like you're ready to transform your life, don't forget to like it and share this message with friends and family who also need to hear it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos, where we'll continue exploring ways to build a life rich in experiences and meaning. And finally, I want to hear from you. What's the biggest lesson you've learned about prosperity? Leave your comment below. I look forward to reading your stories and interacting with you. Let's go on this journey toward true wealth together. See you next time.